What's up, everybody? Gilbert Blaze is back with another wrestling video. Now I want to give my thoughts on wrestling that happened last week. Let's start with the women. We had two title changes with the women's title. Maryse became a 2-time Diva champion and Mccool regained her women's title. Now, I'm a little baffled to why they couldn't have Gail versus Maryse at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and they changed it to a tag team match when their little one-on-one match lasted less than 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Less than that. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, they obviously don't care about women's wrestling. We all know that already. But why? Why can you not let them go at it for like at least 5 to 6 minutes? Would it hurt them that bad? Like, I'm a big Maryse fan, but are they that like not capable of her where they don't think she can pull off a really long, good match? Gail, who I knew was going to lose, but I mean, they can't even have her showcase her abilities to a certain degree. It's just horrible. It's pathetic, and their match was just it was just nothing. I mean, it was just nothing, and unfortunately, Gail took the pin. But I'm hoping that maybe that they'll continue like a little feud, and somewhere down the line, Gail will win the Divas title. Who knows? Maybe at WrestleMania they might have a one-on-one match. I doubt it, but remains to be seen. But on to Mccool and Mickie James. Their match was actually decent. It was longer than 3 minutes, and I thought Vickie Guerrero did play a funny part in the match. I mean, it to me is like they've had like one of the best build-ups, the best feuds to like a women's wrestling like feud in a long time, which I'm like really grateful for. But I still don't see, like, I'm not a big Mickie James fan. I just think her skills has diminished over the years, and I'm just not convinced that she can really pull out a good match anymore. I mean, I know there's a lot of Mickie James fans out there, but I'm just not really big on her anymore. So I am kind of glad that Mccool regained the title, but really, who else is she going to feud with on SmackDown now that Maria has been released? And speaking of Maria, it was very shocking to see her get released because here they were promoting her for her upcoming Celebrity Apprentice show, and now out of nowhere she just gets released. And the thing with Maria, what got me about Maria was she is a nice girl, very sweet. She did seem to try hard to be a good wrestler, but none of those skills really came into play. I mean, she just could not get it together over the years. She could not really pull off really good matches, and pretending to be a wrestler is one thing, but trying to actually be one, it just never looked good on her. So I do wish her the best of luck. Maybe TNA might pick her up. I mean, it would be like good for them if they did, because then she can get them some press with the upcoming show, the Celebrity Apprentice show. But I mean, who knows? But speaking of TNA and the Knockouts division, how diminishing has that division become? Ever since Bischoff and Hogan taken over TNA, it just seems like the Knockouts is just put on the back seat. They're not giving enough screen time no more. They're not giving enough like good quality matches. Tara's women's title run is pretty much garbage. I mean, I guess they're trying to build up a feud now with her and Daffney, which is pretty cool. But really, I mean, is Daffney going to win the women's title? It would be nice if she did, but I don't see that happening. I just don't think Bischoff and Hogan are big women wrestling fans. So, women's wrestling right now is a sad state. But to talk about women one more time, I gotta talk about Wendy Richter. Wendy Richter, who's been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I couldn't be happier for her. You know, when you talk about 80s wrestling, Wendy Richter is synonymous with 80s wrestling. I mean, she was a part of the first WrestleMania. She was really huge back in the day. She had a great feud with Moolah. I'll still remember when she actually, like, it was after she won the title, and she told Moolah that she couldn't get the title no more. Like, she wouldn't give her no rematch or anything like that. So Moolah had to disguise herself. She went underneath a mask, and she called herself the Spider Lady or something like that. And she beat Richter for the title, and then she revealed herself as the Fabulous Moolah. And it was a great moment in, I think, women's wrestling right there when she pulled the wool over Wendy Richter's eye. But Wendy Richter was always a really good, solid wrestler, and I'm happy that she's getting her just due. Kind of disappointing that they have Roddy Piper inducting her. It would have been nice to see Cyndi Lauper induct her because of that whole rock and wrestling connection. But nonetheless, I am happy for Wendy Richter, and congratulations to her. So, on to NXT. I've heard people's reviews of it, and I myself was very happy with the first show. It was definitely the Bryan Danielson show, or Daniel Bryan show, shall we call him now. it was really good. I mean, he got showcased a lot, and if that's going to happen every week, then I'm all for it. I mean, come on, the guy's awesome. I think the payoff to this is going to be Miz versus Bryan Daniel for the U.S. title, and don't be surprised if that might take place at WrestleMania. I know it's a little bit too soon, but I just have a weird feeling that they might have NXT talent at WrestleMania just to see them. But I mean, they're kind of looking like they're high on Bryan Danielson right now. So who knows? I mean, I'm looking forward to next week's episode, or this week's episode, shall I say. And I want to see more of the young talent. I want to see what they can do. But I am really high on the show, and I'm glad that people liked it as well. Now, I gotta say, the shocker of the week by far was Dolph Ziggler qualifying for the Money in the Bank match. Here's a guy who pretty much seemed like he was on a decline. Like, it wasn't giving him no more push. He's been jobbing left and right, and now all of a sudden he beats Morrison and R-Truth. All three of them should have been in Money in the Bank, but it's just really shocked me that Morrison lost this match. Now, I don't know what they got in store for Morrison. Maybe they got something bigger for him to do at WrestleMania, but I just see him in the Money in the Bank match. I think what's going to happen is the last spot will be determined by the Battle Royal, and if that is the case, then Morrison is definitely going to win that. I just cannot see him not in Money in the Bank unless they're going to have him and Drew McIntyre go at it for the Intercontinental title, which could possibly happen, or they may wait for Morrison to be in the Money in the Bank at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up in a few months. So that remains to be seen. But I'm definitely shocked that Dolph got qualified, and I'm happy for Dolph because he's a great talent, and I want to see him get pushed again. Unfortunately, we got to see Kane in the Money in the Bank again. This is going to be his third time. I'm just really baffled to why they had him be the first person to beat Drew McIntyre. Of all the people they made him. They chose him. I just don't understand it. I know there's a lot of Kane fans out there. I do respect the guy, but he's just not the same anymore. He hasn't been the same in a lot of years now, and I just want him to retire. Like, seriously, I just want him to go away. He done his part, good for him, but there's nothing more for him to do anymore. So Shelton Benjamin also qualifies, which is great. I mean, Shelton Benjamin's been in so many Money in the Bank, but he's never ever going to win it. Let's be real here. He's never going to win it, but he's always going to have his little WrestleMania moments in those matches. And Christian qualified as well, which is really good for Christian. Now, it'd be interesting to see if maybe Sheamus gets a qualifying match, or who knows. I mean, it would be nice to see Evan Bourne, but I doubt that. Triple H is a really big key right here. I mean, Triple H is not in a heavyweight title picture right now, which is really strange and odd to even think about. Imagine him getting a Money in the Bank qualifying match. I mean, that would be really weird to see, but interesting as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot's been happening in WWE. They're really building up for WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to it. And oh, if you all haven't noticed yet, yes, I'm wearing my WrestleMania 26 t-shirt, and in the back of me, I had to do it. I had to buy the other WrestleMania shirt. I actually like the red one better, so I'm definitely going to wear this during the day of WrestleMania. But yeah, 28 more days, folks. 28 more days, and I'll be off to Phoenix, Arizona for a whole entire week. Still doing more shopping, clothes shopping. I already pretty much got all my money set, so yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and hanging out with people and visiting Phoenix, because I've never been to Phoenix before. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I just can't wait. It's going to be a great time, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that being said, I hope you all had a great weekend. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.